So I just watched Birds of Prey not too long ago at all, and you all know what I thought of the movie before watching it. I was cautiously optimistic. It reminded me way too much of Suicide Squad. I didn't know what to make of it. It looked quirky and fun, and it made me feel the same way Suicide Squad was trying to make me feel. I really didn't know what this movie was going for. So I decided to give this movie a chance, go to the theaters, and check it out for myself. And you know what? I liked it. I really liked it. I think this movie is a win for DC. This is a very entertaining, fun movie that I imagine most people will have a great time with. Now, I'm not going to say this is perfect, I'm not going to say this is exceptional, but it's a good movie and it's a win for DC moving forward. For me, this movie ranks like in the top 3 of the DCEU, which, let's be honest, that isn't completely hard to do, knowing the DCEU's track record with movies, but they have gotten a lot better in recent years, and I'm so happy that this movie was a win because this keeps the momentum that DC's on moving forward. Now, one of my biggest concerns was how much this movie felt like Suicide Squad based on the trailers, the look, the colors, everything. It reminded me so much of Suicide Squad, and I am happy to say that this movie is Suicide Squad done right. The anti-hero villain team up in this movie felt well earned. The storytelling in this movie did some interesting things. It honestly felt like DC's version of Deadpool. The villain in this movie is actually really great. Ewan McGregor kills it in this role, and you can tell he is having the time of his life playing as this character. Overall, I said in my last video that maybe this movie was Suicide Squad done right. Maybe this is the Suicide Squad that we all never got to see, and I'm happy to say that I believe that statement is true. I think this is the Suicide Squad that we wanted 4 years ago. Margot Robbie is so good in the lead role. She eats this role up. Granted, she was amazing in Suicide Squad, probably the best thing about that movie, so that's really not a shock to hear that she was great in this movie. She was fantastic. Cast and crew, all great as well. So much chemistry between everybody in this movie. It was great to see them act alongside one another. Now, I mentioned the storytelling a little bit before, and while yes, it is different, it is DC's version of Deadpool. If you peel back the layers of the jokes and the quirkiness, it's pretty simplistic. There's not a lot going on, and honestly, there might be a little bit too much narration, but I think the tone that it established from the very beginning, from the first scene of the film, gives the storytelling a little bit of a pass for the mere fact that this movie sells itself as a different and weird and fun movie. Now, while I think this movie is very good, I had a great time watching this movie. I'd recommend you all check this out. If you were on the fence, go ahead, check it out, see what you think. I think most of you, if not all of you, will have a great time watching this movie. It's a very entertaining, fun, easy watch at the theaters. But with this movie complete, where does the DCEU go from here? Since the beginning of the DCEU, it was very noticeable that they wanted to compete with Marvel, have their own cinematic universe, have their own superhero team-up movies, and make it a big event. Now, we all know how that plan ended up. Not the greatest, but they have course corrected. They have decided to focus on these standalone movies with their own stories, make each individual DC movie its own thing, and make it the best it can be. For the last 2 years, they have been crushing it. They have been killing the game. And honestly, if you ask me what movies I'm more excited for, DC or Marvel, as of right now, I would answer DC. I think their movies are so entirely different. I think they're a lot of fun. They each bring something new to the table, and I'm always interested to see what they're going to be doing next. Now, Marvel did have years and years of movies built up, and I'm not gonna lie, they kind of peaked with Endgame, so we need to see what's going to happen after that movie. But if you were to ask me what series of movies I'm looking forward to more, DC or Marvel, I gotta go with DC. But this goes back to the question of where do they go next? Do they keep making these weird, different movies, make them each stand alone, and just keep going with that? Are there going to be plans to team up Shazam and Harley Quinn in one movie? Is Wonder Woman gonna meet Aquaman again like they did in Justice League? Really, anything is possible, but I'm just curious what they do from here. Birds of Prey was an R-rated movie, so it would be kind of weird to see Harley Quinn with Wonder Woman in a movie, because do you make the Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn movie rated R? Do you make them PG-13? Do you tone down Harley Quinn? You know, how does that work? What are they gonna do with that? Now, this is all a hypothetical situation. I'm not saying that Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn are going to meet, but if they were, I could see that causing some issues, causing some problems. In my opinion, even though it matters absolutely nothing to DC, I would say stick with what you're doing right now. make these standalone movies that clearly seem to work and keep it going. Keep making movies like Birds of Prey. Keep making movies like Aquaman. Keep making movies like Wonder Woman. These movies work. These movies are tons of fun, and most importantly, these movies are received well by critics. Now, I know the critics aren't everything, clearly, but when the DC had as rough of a start as they did a few years ago, with every movie being bombed by critics, this has to be a good sign for DC. They have to be happy knowing that these movies are doing well with the critics now. I myself will not be upset if I never get to see Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn team up. I'm okay with keeping these movies as their own thing, as long as future movies match the quality of the movies we get today. Hell, strive to make them even better than what we're getting now. The future of DC is incredibly bright. They finally got the ball rolling. They have momentum, and with Birds of Prey tracking to be a box office hit, they've got to be so excited for this movie's release. They have to be celebrating with how this movie's doing with the critics and the fans. But the question goes back to you guys. First of all, what did you think of Birds of Prey? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Have you even seen it? If not, are you looking forward to it? Are you not going to see it? Also, let me know, what does the future of the DCEU look like? Do you think they're going to keep these standalone movies and make them work for years to come? Are they going to eventually try another Justice League type movie? Please let me know your thoughts or your opinions down in the comment section below. With all that being said, I hope you all have a good one and take care.